Hello, good evening, guys. My name is Khemendra, and I am welcoming you in your favorite channel, Creatrix. So I am here in front of you to just tell you something about to do some questions about electrical measurement system, and this complete series which I am bringing you is one of the finest series, because in this complete series, in this overall series, I will be dealing the all the gate questions of electrical measurement in English only. Okay, so basically to reach number of students, we have planned in this way, so that to reach number of student simultaneously. Okay, so this is our target with this, and I would like you to welcome, and each and every one of you, please share this video as much as possible, so that the other students can also join us, and feel free to ask their questions. Feel free to understand what we are doing here. Okay, so this is the first thing I will like to mention you. This is about our team. This is our team, guys. You very well know the each and every person of our team. So till then I will give you some time to share this video with your friends, so that it will be great, so that other student can also join with us. I'm just explaining. I know you have already read the thumbnail. It is the electrical gate questions for electrical measurement systems. Okay, for measurement system I have bring some questions to you. Not much questions, but just few conceptual questions. There are some conceptual questions, and it will be a very good class for you guys. Okay, there I have a trick, like I present a timer between the questions, but in this particular question, because the questions are pretty much lengthier, so I don't propose the timer thing here. So don't worry about it, you have sufficient time to answer the question. Okay, so and with that also, okay, you need to give me your answer in the chat section whenever I have posted a question. Okay, this is the must thing for you. So first of all, I would like to tell you something about my team. So Ankit sir is the head of our team, and there is no need of introduction to him. He will be dealing the classes these days, and he is running a course in an academy also with Vishal sir. He is the communication expert of our team. Kamesh sir will be dealing the analog and EDC portion, and he is the analog expert. He is also MTech from one of the finest institute in the country. Ajay sir is the one of the finest teacher we have for machines, control system, power, some part of power system, and power electronics. Yes, so he is also a single digit ranker in GATE and ESC examination. So it is very good that you have such kind of mentors, because it is a fortune thing कि you are learning from these kind of mentors. Rajkumar sir will be dealing the SSC portion, SSC JE portion. NLN Sharma sir is the non-technical teacher, non-technical faculty in the team. Shankar sir will be dealing the microprocessor, digital, and circuit analysis portion. Ramit sir is the expert in the instrumentation portion. Rahul sir and I will be taking the number of examination like SSC JEN examination, like UPPCL examination. For different kind of examination, we believe that a student require different kind of preparation, so that's why we are providing other courses. Right now I am also running a course on electrical machines. If you want to join, if you want to prepare for such kind of examination like SSC JE examination, UPPCL, NLC, WISAC, BIS, so we are teaching in that particular order that you can understand in a better way. Okay, so Rahul sir is taking power system there, and I am taking machines there. Vishal sir is also already in the teaching in the Unacademy platform. Shankar sir is also teaching in the Unacademy platform. Ajay sir is also teaching in the Unacademy platform. So most of the teachers are here and teaching in the Unacademy platform. You can join by using their codes. Okay. So first of all, I will move ahead little bit. Slowly, I will move ahead, and I will just go to the questions. Till then, I am just supposing that you are sharing this video with your friends, with in your Facebook groups, in your Telegram group, in your WhatsApp group. So this is a must send video for all of you, because in this particular video we are going to discuss the electrical measurement questions for GATE examination. Okay, next thing, this is about myself. If you want to know about myself, my name is Khemendra. My name is Khemendra. I have completed my MTech in MNIT Jaipur in Power Electronics and Drives. I have around 2 years of teaching experience in GATE and ESC domain and 1 year of teaching experience in 1 year of experience in central government department. I take multiple subjects here. So here I am providing the measurements questions, the GATE questions for measurement, the GATE questions for measurement. Okay, slowly we will proceed, and I would like to tell you about the Unacademy thing. If you want to join the Unacademy and learn with me, then you can use my code KHEMLIVE. You can use my code KHEMLIVE and join Unacademy. You will get 10% of discount in any subscription. You will get 10% of discount in any subscription of Unacademy Plus. So you can join this, and I am running a course. I'm again telling you guys that I'm running a course of electrical machines, and just now it started, and today was the first doubt session. It went well, and I really hope that you will join and you will learn with me. Okay, guys. So just now moving ahead, I will just talk a little bit about the Unacademy Plus subscription, what it will provide you, what are the major concern that why a student should opt this an Academy Plus subscription. This is the first thing, that the daily live session on the fixed time. We have fixed time for a month before. We have created our schedule, and we have to take class at a specific time. Okay, the content will be strictly based on GATE and ESE syllabus. Although I am teaching for different type of crash courses also that I will be bringing for you. Get guidance under the best educator, the best teachers. Yeah, like I have told you about the teachers. You have the best guidance from the India's best teacher. So I really hope you are understanding what am I trying to convey. Okay. The next thing is the crash course to give. As I have told you earlier, I am already running a crash course in this particular thing. Entire cover syllabus, entire GATE and ESC complete syllabus will be covered. That it is our target to complete the GATE and ESC syllabus by the month of October. So you don't need to worry about it. And this session is your practice session. This is completely your practice session, and you are going to love this session because I have bring some old GATE and ESC question, only GATE questions for you. So no need to worry about it for electrical measurement. I am just bringing them straight away after this slide. Don't worry about it. And there is a one important thing, that in both the language, in English and in Hindi, in both the language, the course is available. Because some of the student may ask that this particular subject should be in English or in Hindi. So that is why we are providing a complete syllabus in English and in Hindi as well. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. No doubt left unsolved. This is another thing. Okay, accessible to laptop, computer and phones. Weekly test and doubt session, and this is a very important point, that after every three class in the Unacademy Plus, there is a doubt session. That, as I have told you earlier, that today was my doubt session for machines class. So I have already taught students the transformer part, and today was the first doubt session they have. And I'm not saying, just ask to the students, those were the part of my class, and then you decide as well. Again, I am telling you last time that if you can use my code came live to join the Unacademy Plus and get the discount. So I am moving ahead with my first question of today. This is my first question for today. This is the GATE question. This is my GATE question. The question says, what is the question says? It is basically based on the this thing, the if a 0 to 1 ampere moving iron ammeter, it is a ammeter, which is what, 0 to 1 ampere moving iron ammeter, has an internal resistance of 50 milli ohm. That there is a Rm. What is Rm? 50 milli ohm, and inductance of 0.1 millihenry, and inductance of 0.1 millihenry. A shunt coil is connected to extend the range to 0 to 10 ampere. Shunt coil is connected to extend the range to 0 to 10 ampere for all operating frequency. The time constant in milliseconds, the time constant in milliseconds will be what? Okay, and the resistance of milliohm is the reading. So these kind of question have already been come in the examination. This is the gate question itself. It's of 2 marks question, but it is a very easy question. It is a very easy question, believe me, you can do it in minutes. So simply I wanted to find out the value. I wanted to find out the value of what? Firstly I wanted to find out the value of the time constant. What would be the time constant for this thing? ठीक है, the meter constant should be equal to, the meter constant should be equal to the shunt coil time constant. The shunt coil time constant meter constant के बराबर, it will be equal to both of them. Okay, in order to make the meter independent of frequency, मैं यहाँ पे I'm going to write it here. In order to make, in order to make meter independent of frequency, meter constant should be equal to shunt coil meter constant, shunt coil time constant. So normally TSH will be equal to TM, time constant will be simply L divided by R. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? L divided by R will gives you 0.1. It will give you 0.1 milli divided by what? 0.1 milli divided by what? 50 milli. What will be the answer here? 2 millisecond will be the answer. 2 millisecond will be the answer. After completing the question till this part, what can I say? That either my answer is A or my answer is B. Either my answer is A or my answer is B. Now what I needed to find out the value of RSH. RSH means the resistance in the shunt coil. Resistance in the shunt coil will be equal to Rm divided by M minus 1. Now what is M? Look here, M will be equal to I, the extended value, divided by meter value. M will be equal to 10 divided by 1. So M will be equal to 1. M will be equal to 1, guys. Okay, I hope you guys are following. If you guys are following, then please show me your reaction in the chat section. It will be a great session for you. You will understand a lot more things here. Okay, because these I have bringing these questions, because with these questions you can understand the concepts, each and every concepts in a better way. You very well know this is the formula for the shunt resistance. Okay, for the series resistance I will write the formula, don't worry about it. I will give the extra information also from this question. Okay, so RSH will be, what is the RSH? 50 milliohm divided by 10 minus 1. This answer will come what? This answer will come what? 5.55 milliohm. 5.55 milliohm. It means the correct answer for my question will be A is my correct answer for my question. A is my correct answer for my question. This is the resistance RSH is connected when we needed to increase the value of, extend the value of current measurement. When we extend the value of current measurement, either if we want to increase the value of, want to increase the voltage measurement value, what we needed to do, I'll do it. I'll just do it here. I'll just insert an extra page here, then I will write it. RSH is used. I will write the notes point so that you can write it here. Okay. RSH is connected in shunt coil to extend the current measurement. To extend the current measurement, basically value of current to be measured. Basically, the value of RSH should be greater than value of RM. Value of RSH should be greater than value of RM. These are the notes point. You should keep your these points in your notes so that in the future you will understand these concept quickly. I will definitely take this concept when I will be teaching the subjects. Here I am just pointing out those important points which should be remembered, which should be in your mind. Okay. If we want to, if the voltage range is to be extended, if voltage range is to be extended, RS is connected in series, where what, wait, this point should be, this point should be changed. Here the value of this RM should be greater than RSH, and RS should be greater than RM. RS should be greater than RM. I will just give you a brief idea about it. Suppose in this particular portion, in this portion, what will happen? What will happen if the value of RSH is lesser? If the value of RSH is lesser, then most of the current which is coming will move from this RSH, and the this measure the meter, from the meter the current which is going should be lesser. The meter with the RM, the current should be going, should be the lesser value. That is opposite in case of we want, if we want to increase the value of this voltmeter. Okay, this is the two important note point. These are the note points for you. Please note down these points because these points are important if you are started the learning in the electrical measurement system. Okay. Okay, now I am moving ahead for my next question. This is my next question. Please concentrate and try to give me the correct answer in the chat box. Please concentrate and try to give me the correct answer in the chat box. The following measurements are obtained in the single phase load of it is a single phase load. V value is 220 plus minus 1%. I is 5 ampere plus minus 1%. And W is the total power, that would be equal to 555 plus minus 2%. If the power factor is calculated using these measurements, the worst case error in the calculated power factor will be in percentage. Okay, They are asking the worst case error in the calculated power factor. So first of all, you needed to write out the formula for W. The total power will be equal to V into I into cos of phi. It is your power factor. This is your power factor, guys. Okay, this is your power factor. Now what you needed to do, what you needed to just put all the values here. Just put all the values here. How to find out the value of this error of power factor that I'm telling you here. You can write that cos of phi would be equal to W divided by Vi. It will be equal to 555 plus minus 2% divided by 220 plus minus 1%, 5 plus minus 1%. So now keep a note here. Whenever the limiting error in this form, the error is multiplied or divided. Whenever the limiting error is multiplied or divided, the output, the final value of limiting error, the final value of limiting error will be the summation of all the individual limiting errors. Okay, in case of divide and multiply only, only, the final limiting error will be the addition of all three limiting errors. This is the formula you needed to remember in your mind. Okay, this is valid only in the case of this multiplication and division. This is valid only in the case of this multiplication and division only. Okay, simply if you want to find out the error percentage, yeah, here I am writing it. For multiplication, division, the total limiting error will be equal to summation of individual limiting error in percentage form. Okay, so this error, complete error, becomes 2% plus 1% plus 1%. The overall output will be 4% is your correct answer. The 4 is the correct answer here. This is a numeric type of question. The 4 will be the correct answer in this particular case. So I really hope you are following what am I trying to convey. I am moving ahead for my next question. So this is my another question, the same kind of question, but here we needed to find out the equivalent value. Here we needed to find out the R equivalent percentage error. So R equivalent in this particular case will be this is the parallel connection. For parallel connection, it will be R1 R2 divided by R1 R2 divided by, or I can write it out in some other way, R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is the complete value which can be find out. So first of all, what will be the value of R1 is 300, R2 is 200. What is the, for each value the tolerance value is 1%. For each the tolerance value is 1%. So I can write it, what is the value of Req will be 200 multiplication of 300 divided by 200 plus 300. So the final value which is coming here is Req will be 120 ohms. 120 ohms is the value which is coming here. Clear? I am just taking this division here. Okay, 120 is the value here. Now, what is the next thing which we needed to do? We need to find out the value of percentage limiting error for equivalent value. Okay, first of all, we just need to, for this particular question we cannot do directly. For this particular question we cannot do directly. We needed to derive a formula for this. We needed to derive a formula for this, for because for this particular question, even though you know the answer, then also please look here, because in there are some tricky question in such kind of question. If you use the normal approach, you will not going to find the answer. You will not going to find the answer, or you will find the wrong answer. Okay, so if by this approach only you can do the question in a better way. So what you know, 1 by R equivalent will be equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2. Now here apply the partial differentiation in both the side. Partial differentiation in both. After applying the partial differentiation here, what it will be the resultant of this? It will become minus 1 by R equivalent square equal to minus 1 divided by R1 square minus 1 divided by R1 square. Wait for a while. R equivalent square del of R equivalent divided equal to minus 1 by R1 square del of R1 minus 1 by R2 square del of R2. From here you just replace this R square, divide this R square and R equivalent into R equivalent, put cross multiply 1 R equivalent to this other half, cross multiply this 1 R equivalent to the other half. What will be the remaining part here? R equivalent divided by R equivalent. This is the limiting error you needed to find out. This is the limiting error you needed to find out. It will be plus minus R equivalent divided by R1 d R1 divided by R1 plus R equivalent divided by R2 dr2 divided by. Now putting the values of these things, R equivalent is 120. I have already calculated here. What is R1 is 300 into 1%. This value is already given, that is your 1%. Change in the R1, and this is change in the R2, that is also 1%. You will find it here. This is what 120 divided by 200. Calculate this value. Calculate this value. You will get it 1%. So it will be plus minus 1%. D is the correct answer for this particular case. D is the correct answer, guys, for this particular case. This is a small derivation, and this part is very important, but if you do it in the other way, calculate this separately, calculating the error for this separately, calculating the error for this separately, then it won't work. Then it won't work. Definitely it will not work. If you calculate the error for R1 plus R2 separately and calculate the error for error limiting error for R1 R2 separately and then adding those, so it will not work. It will not work. It will not give the correct answer for you. Okay, the trick will not work in this particular question. I really hope you are following what am I trying to convey. Then I am moving ahead again. Okay guys, I am moving ahead for my next question. This is my next question for you guys. This is a easier one. In this I will just complete the whole 2 watt meter method. Okay, basically what is the 2 watt meter? First of all we will understand the question and then we'll go towards the theory portion. What is the important thing? Okay, the power consumed by a balanced 3-phase 3-wire load is measured by 2 watt meter method. The first wattmeter reads twice of that of second. Then the load impedance angle. So you needed to find out the angle. You need to find out the load impedance angle. How you will be able to find out? I am just telling you. First of all, there is one point which most of the student forgets about the Blondel's theorem. I just want to remind you. I just wanted to remind you because most of the students have a problem in this particular scene because I was teaching the measurement part before also. First of all, please concentrate what am I saying to you. In a 3-phase 4-wire system, when there is a neutral wire, the total, according to the Blondel's theorem, in a 3-phase 4-wire system, the number of wattmeter required for the measurement of power will be 3. Number of phase, it should be equal to number of phase. And whereas in 3-phase 3-wire system, the number of wattmeter that is required for the measurement of power will be n minus 1. N minus 1 is your phase. How many number of phase are there? 3 phase are there. 3 minus 1 will be 2. So 2 watt meter is most preferred to find out the 3-phase 3-wire system operation. Okay, to find out the power in the 3-phase 3-wire system. Okay, so please keep a note of this point. If you have learned measurement from me, then definitely I have told you this thing. Now I am moving ahead, that what is the value of P1 and P2. There are two watt meters there for different value of phi. For different value of phi, okay, for different value of phi, there will be different value of power 1 and power 2. Suppose this is my W1. What is the W1? Root 3 VPH IPH cos of root 3 VPH IPH cos of 30 minus 5. Second one is W2. It will be root of 3 VPH IPH. With the derivation we have derived it, and when we will study the measurement portion, I will let you know all these things. Cos of 30 plus 5. This is the two things. This is now here the relation. Here one point should also be there, the power factor. What should be the power factor here? Here should be power. So suppose if the value of phi is 0, value of phi is 0, in radian also it is 0 only. The value of power factor will be 1. It means a unity power factor. For unity power factor, W1 will be equal to root of 3 VPH IPH. I am writing it VI cos of 30. W2 will be equal to root of 3 VI cos of 30. Here in this case, W1 will be equal to W2. This is the condition when both the wattmeter will read the same value. Most of the examination, most of the question are asked in such a way. Most of the examination, number of question are asked in such a way that give me the value of power factor for which the wattmeter 1, wattmeter 2 reading will be same. Wattmeter 1 and wattmeter 2 reading will be same. Okay, this is the first point of consideration for us. Now the second point of consideration I am just about to tell you. I am just about to tell you the second point of consideration. Just concentrate here. For those who have who do not know this concept, please note down all these concepts what I am writing here. Now second point of consideration is 30 degree. 30 degree means pi by 6 radian. Pi by 6 radian. For the pi by 6 radian, cos 30 degree will be what? Cos 30 degree will be what? Power factor will be 0.86. 0.86. For 0.86, this is omega W1. W1 will be root of 3 Vi. For Vi, cos 30 will be, this is cos 1. This is cos 0. What will be the value of cos of 0 degree? It will be 1 only. And W2 will become root of 3 Vi. This cos 630 plus 5 will become cos 60, and cos 60 is nothing but 1 divided by 2. Cos 60 is nothing but 1 divided by 2. Here W1 will be equal to 2 times of W2. W1 will be equal to 2 times of W2, and in this particular situation your first wattmeter reads twice as, I mean, your first or second one wattmeter reads twice as that of second wattmeter. So for the here the answer of this question arises that the answer of this question will be B. B will be the answer of this question. I hope you have understood this concept. In most of the examination, they will ask that for this particular power factor, the 1 wattmeter reading will be equal to the twice of the second wattmeter. What will be the power factor? So in this way, you have to calculate it. In this particular way, you have to calculate it. Now next, even though the question is completed, but my concept is not completed. So first of all, I will complete my concept. Okay. First of all, I will complete my concept. This is the 60 degree means pi by 3. For cos 60, it is 0.5. Cos 5 will be 0.5. What will be this value? What will be this value? This will become W1 will be equal to root over of 3 Vi. This is V and this is I. So it will become cos of minus 30. Cos of minus 30 will be what? Cos of minus 30 will be what? It will give some value. This is a positive value. It will give the positive value only. Cos of minus 30 is the positive value. And the value will be what? Root 3 by 2. This value W2 will be what? Root over of 3 Vi. After this 30 plus 60 will be 90. Cos of 90 will be 0. Now here W1 is finite and W2 is 0. Most of the examination this question was asked for what value of power factor. My one of the wattmeter shows 0 value. By one of the wattmeter shows 0 value. In number of the examination they have asked this thing. Number of examination they have asked this thing. Okay. So keep remember, and I am moving forward for my last point of consideration. I will share this PDF with you. Don't worry about it. I'll share this PDF. Don't worry about it. All these things will be shared. Don't worry. ठीक है? Okay. Now last point. This is my 90. It is pi by 2. Cos 90 will be 0. W1 will be W1 will be W1 will be the opposite value of what we get in the W2. Here it will become cos of 120. Here it will become cos of 120. Here it will become cos of 60. It will be opposite to the value of cos of 120, and this will give you equal and opposite values. So this question was again asked in the examination, for what value of power factor, for what value of power factor my this 2 wattmeter method gives the equal and opposite value of 2 in the both wattmeters, will give you the equal and opposite terms. So this is all about the question number 4. I really hope you have earned something from this particular question. I am now moving ahead for my question number 5. Okay. This is my question number 5 for you. A stationary closed loop. Please concentrate, guys. A stationary closed loop, a stationary closed Lissajous pattern on the oscilloscope has 3 horizontal tangents and 2 vertical tangents. For the horizontal input of frequency 3 kilohertz, the frequency at the vertical input. What will be the frequency at the vertical input? First of all, I will let you know, this is a question from the oscilloscope, from the frequency calculation. From the frequency calculation, with the help of number of tangents, we are there finding the value of vertical inputs and the horizontal inputs. It have two kind of inputs, vertical input and the horizontal inputs. Okay. So I am just writing out this thing. The formula for Fy divided by f of x will be equal to what? First of all, I'll just draw a line here. The formula will be equal to the maximum number of horizontal tangents, number of horizontal tangents, that will be enough. Here number of vertical tangents. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys more. Okay, now look at here, this is your Fy, this is your Fy in your it is your vertical plane. Fy is in your vertical plane, it is a vertical frequency. So Fy is your vertical frequency, and Fx is your horizontal frequency. So what is given is 3 kilohertz is your horizontal input frequency. Fy will be 3 kilohertz. It will be equal to vertical tangents. How many vertical tangents are there? 2. How many horizontal tangents are there? How many horizontal tangents are there? 3. So similarly here, Fy will be equal to 9 divided by 2. It will give you 4.5 kilohertz. This question was asked in the GATE examination. I think 2 marks question. Okay, this is the easiest question you can get. This is the easiest question in the GATE examination you can get. Okay, so now I am moving ahead for my next question. Please tell me if you have any kind of problem. I can give you the correct answer. Although this video is recorded video, but I assure you I will be there to guide you during the complete video. Okay, the periodic okay, this is the easiest question you can get for 2 marks question. This is the 2 mark question. Okay, for GATE examination, this is a 2 mark question. You just needed to find out the average value of this periodic signal, but why the average value? First of all, you needed to know. Okay, this is the important thing coming for PMMC instrument. If you are calculating the value of PMMC instrument, you need to find out the value of average value. because PMC instrument is a linear instrument. Okay, PMC instrument is a linear instrument, so it calculates the average value. Second one is the moving iron. Moving iron, this is the moving coil. So moving iron is the non-linear instrument. It is based on the square law response. It will calculate the RMS value. It will calculate the RMS value, whereas the PMC instrument will calculate the average value. Okay. So simply V average will be equal to V average will be equal to 1 divided by 20. Why 20? Because we are looking for this cycle, this complete cycle. We are calculating the value of average voltage. 1 divided by 20. After this, integration 0 to 10. What will be? There is a slope of what? 10 divided by 10, it will be 1. Slope of 1. Slope of 1t dt minus 10 to 12 minus 10 to 12 5 dt plus integration 12 to 20 5 dt. This is the overall integration that should be give you the average value. That will give you the average value. So I'll write out in the above portion. So this is the important thing. You should remember this important thing, because how to calculate the average value, most of the student have problem in some kind of thing. So you do not move away from the concepts. Just keep your basics clear, then everything will be so easy. Just keep your basics clear, then everything will be so easy. Then again, V average will be equal to what? 1 divided by 20, putting the value t square by 2, 0 to 10 minus 5t 10 to 12 plus 5t 12 to 20. If you calculate the complete thing, you will get 1 divided by 20. 1 divided by 20, it is 50 minus 10 plus 40. V average will be 80 divided by 20, it will give you 4 volt. So this is the way to calculate the average value. This is the easiest question you can get, but the concept, this is the complete calculative part. But the concept, what is this behind? If it is a PMC instrument, then you must calculate the average value. Of suppose in this same exam, in this same question, you are given to find out the value with the moving iron instrument. Then on that case, on that particular case you should calculate the RMS value of this complete waveform. Then you calculate the RMS value of this complete waveform. Okay, this is a homework for you. In my next class, I will definitely going to ask the RMS value for this complete waveform. My next class will come day after tomorrow. Okay, so in that class, I will be taking your I will be asking you of this RMS value of this waveform. Okay. I am moving ahead for my question number 7. This is the easiest question you can do. Again, a very easy question. A PMC voltmeter is connected across a series combination of DC voltage source and, okay, it's a combination like this. This is a 2 voltage source These are my two voltage source. This is what, and this is AC. What is the value? 2 volt, and this is 340. Here it is connected with a PMMC instrument, PMC voltmeter. This is the easiest question you can get, but I will give you a sudden thing that can be asked in the examination if this question was asked. Okay, the PMC meter will only read the average value. Average value is this particular thing. This is a sinusoidal value. This is the only average value it has. So the answer of this question will be 2 volt. Answer of this question will be 2 volt. A is the correct answer. This is 1 mark question. Okay, now what the other person can ask is what my concern is. The other person can ask if it is a moving iron instrument, if it is a MI moving iron instrument, then what will be the value of this voltage? Then what will be the value of this voltage? It can be calculated as Vrms will be equal to root over of what? 2 square plus 3 square divided by 2. 3 square divided by 2. It will become root over of 4 plus 9 divided by 2. It will be finally root over of 17 by 2. This is the RMS value. If it was asked for the MI instrument and only 2 volt is the this value for the PMMC instrument. Okay, so this is the question they mostly ask in the examination. For the these two cases they will ask the questions. These two cases they will ask the question. Okay, I am moving ahead for my next question. This is a very beautiful question. Please pay attention and concentrate in this particular question. You will be very happy after this question. Okay, the input impedance of the permanent magnet moving coil. This is a PMMC instrument. This is a PMMC instrument. This is my PMMC instrument. What it is saying that input impedance PMMC is infinite. Okay, so it is an ideal instrument, we can say, assuming that the diode is showing in the figure below is ideal. Diode is also ideal, so there is no worry about. Okay, the reading of voltmeter in volts, we need to find out the reading of voltmeter in volts. So first of all what input is giving, let's write it here. 14.14 sine of 314t in the form of Vm sine of omega t. Vm is the peak value. Vm is my peak value for this. Okay. Now, what is the output of this complete? What should be the reading? Now, I am just calculating the reading. The Vm is the peak value. Now, consider this closely. In the positive half cycle, what will happen in the positive half cycle? The current will flow through this diode. In the positive half cycle, the current will flow through this diode. So in this particular case, I will draw the waveform. With the waveform you will understand quite clearly. This is the input waveform and here is the output. Yeah, in here also I will draw the input and output waveform. These are the two waveform I have. Okay, this is my input waveform for the positive half cycle. This will be like this for the negative half cycle. Okay, now this is the axis, this is pi, this is 2 pi. For the positive half cycle, this diode will be forward biased. The diode will be forward biased, so this will be short circuit. Short circuit means voltage across this diode will be zero. If the voltage across this diode is zero, then the voltage will be read by the PMMC instrument will be zero. So at this point of instant, there will be no current, no voltage. This is your VI and this is your VO. At this point of instant between 0 to pi, there will be no voltage at the output because it is a zero voltage, because it is a short circuit. But when the voltage will come at the output, consider that this is a positive voltage, this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. So my answer will be in positive only. Okay, although my plot is like in the negative direction, but my answer will be in positive only. In the next half cycle, that is the negative half cycle. In the negative half cycle, what will happen, this diode is in the reverse biased. This diode is in the reversed bias, so most of the current will move from this part through the 100 kilo ohm resistor. So this current will move from the 100 kilo ohm resistor, and the plot of this complete voltage waveform will be like this. And this peak value is Vm. This peak value is Vm. Okay, so what I need to find out from the peak value, I need to find out the amount of peak value which is coming at this 100 kilo ohm. This 100 kilo ohm, the amount of peak value of voltage which is coming. Okay, now this is Vm1. It depends on the value of this ratios of resistance. It depends on the value of the ratio of resistance. So I am calculating the Vm1 here. What will be the Vm1 here? 14.14 multiplication with 100 divided by, apply simple voltage division rule. Apply simple voltage division rule. See the beauty of this question. This question consists of beauty of analog electronics. It consists the combination of basic electrical network circuit and the combination of the measurement which is the part of here. Okay, PMM system. All the important concepts are used here. So the value of Vm comes here. Vm1 will be, the value of Vm1 will come here is value of Vm will be 14 divided by root over of 2. 14 divided by root over of 2 is the value of Vm1. Now what I needed to find out, the average value. The average value of what should be the average value of this particular thing? Now calculate it and find out the value of average value. What should be the average value here? The average value here will come finally, V average will be 14 divided by 2 root 2. If you calculate it, it will come 4.94, that is equal to 4.46. So here the A answer will be the correct answer. A answer will be the correct answer in this particular question. Please tell me, have you followed it? And now I am moving ahead for my next question. I have little less time, and this will be the last question for me today then. Okay, I have little less time. I have two more questions left, but this would be the last question for me. So in this particular question, 2 watt meter which are connected to measure the total power, a three-phase system supplying the balanced load. This is my P1, this is my P2. The overall power will be P1 plus P2. P1 plus P2 will be 10.5 minus 2.5 will give you 8 kilowatt. 8 kilowatt. And secondly, there is a formula which you should remember. Theta will be equal to tan inverse root over of 3 P1 minus P2 divided by P1 plus P2. So from this formula, calculate the value of theta and then find cos of theta. You will get the complete overall answer. D is the overall answer for this particular question. In the next question, easily I will share this PDF. Then you can do this question as well. Okay, you no need to worry about it. You no need to worry about it. How to do this question? Just apply the basic constant form, meter constant form, revolution per kilowatt hour. You needed to find out. Okay. This is the last question. If you have any kind of question problem in the previous question, then please post me in the Telegram group. I will solve it. Okay. This is the last question. I will write down the formula, then I will leave because its time is above my limits. So I needed to do it a little bit faster rate. Okay. My TD will be equal to 1 by 2 I square dl by d theta. This is the formula for TD, the deflecting torque. The deflecting torque will be 240 into 10 की power minus 3. 240 into 10 to power minus 3. Here it is 10 square dl by d theta. dl by d theta. Now calculate the value of dl by d theta from here and find out. You will get that this is the easiest question. It is a 2-mark question. I think this is the easiest question. D theta you will find out easily 4.8 millihenry per radian. So B is the correct answer for this question. So firstly I am moving ahead. I hope you have followed me. This is all about today's session, guys. I hope you have liked my session. If you have any kind of doubts, you can comment it in the comment box, and you can join me in Telegram as well. And this is the app by which you can join if you like my class. If you think you have earned something, then you can support me with in the incoming day the Unacademy Plus subscription. You will get much more things when you come to Unacademy Plus subscription, and you can directly come to here, log into Unacademy, GATE and ESC portion, click on the subscription button, and select the amount of months, days, years which you needed to for the amount of subscription you wanted. You need to select it. After this is the most important thing. If you wanted to support me, if you think that I am teaching good, then use my code. This is my code came live. With this code you will get 10% of discount. You will get 10% of discount on your value. Suppose you needed to you need a 1 year of subscription for 25,000. It will get 10% discount, and the final payable amount will be 22,500 only. Okay. So this is the thing which you can do. You can do multiple payment options also by debit and credit card. And this is the another thing, that no cost EMI will be there for debit and credit card. So you can pay with this also, and you can support me while joining the Unacademy Plus with my code came live is my code. Okay, guys. And if this is our mission, GATE and ESC. If you want to join me in my Telegram link, this is the Telegram group and channel I have, so you can join me there and you can ask me anything. Okay, so thank you, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this session. If you have enjoyed this session, then please share this session with your friends, and definitely hit the like button as well. Okay, thank you so much for the session. I really hope you have liked it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.